Good morning to everyone, sir. Can I start, sir, now?
Then you can start, sir.
Yeah, I think voice is okay.
Everything is perfect, sir.
Right. So I need one clarification before starting this one.
Yeah.
So these students are all are civil engineering students, or any other branch students are there?
No, only civil students, undergraduated, postgraduated, some research scholars.
Oh, great. Then I think I can give a better explanation for a better understanding, and it is a.
No issues, sir. But the thing is, you can limit the timings as a 30 minutes, sir. Because the next speaker is awaiting.
Yes. Sure. I can certainly.
And then followed by that, we have the validatory functions.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, right. I think thank you very much for the management and.
Can you share your slides, sir?
Yes, sir. Already shared, sir. Is it near? Screen already shared, sir.
Okay.
Students, my screen is visible or not?
It's visible, sir. Visible.
Yeah. Okay. Now I think without wasting time we can start. Okay. See,
Okay,
I think once again my sincere thanks to the coordinators and HOD and other management of the Sairam Engineering College. So, and I extend my good afternoon to every student and participants. Okay. I think this topic is very relevant to all the civil engineering students, especially for the, see, when we are designing any structure, okay, especially for the gravity dams. Okay, so there is a need of realistic design parameters. So when we have a sufficient representative design parameters in our hands, then we can do the better design. So those are the governing properties, you can say, that is a parameters. So that actually how we have determined. Okay, that actually main today topic concept. Okay, so what are those particular design parameters? Shear strength parameters. So generally gravity dam resting on the rock. Okay, because hard foundation is required, otherwise that much self weight of the material, especially maybe water column or maybe concrete column, so that much stresses it should be safely carry forward to the foundation. So therefore the contact surface is okay, concrete and resting on the rock. So therefore the interface is there, that interface is okay, contact surface. So that's why we have to evaluate the shear strength parameters of the granite rock mass. Okay, how we can determine those things? Generally we can determine in closed drifts, okay, or sometimes we can also perform in the open trench. So our first today concept is this one only. Okay, shear strength of granite rock mass in open trench. See here, the main purpose I have explained. This particular work we have conducted in the okay Polavaram project, that is Andhra Pradesh Indira Sagar Polavaram project. So the basic purpose of this particular tests have to evaluate the in-situ shear strength parameters. In-situ shear strength parameters. Just wait, students. I think there is some issues. Here something is there. Arrow. Here screen. So interview arrow. Dramatic. Just wait, students. It is not writing anyway. Okay. So the main purpose is to evaluate the shear strength parameters. Okay, shear strength parameters of the that interfaces, especially concrete over rock and rock over rock. So those shear strength parameters we have to be evaluated. So the project is, see, construction of 2 numbers of earth and rock fill dams, and the length is more than 2454 length across the river Godavari, and more than the spillway length is 1.582 kilometers. Okay, so here more than 48 piers actually it will come on the entire project, right, students? See, from that particular project the hydro power generation is 960 megawatts. Okay. So moreover, that is a multi-purpose project. So main thing is more than 194 TMC water also is available for the drinking as well as for the agriculture. So that much big project. So there is a need to reserve the water. So that's why there is a need of dam as well as for the excess water whenever there is a floods. Recently, I think there is a lot of floods. So now you can see some pictures also. That excess water, it has to be disposed safely without any damage. For that purpose, design parameters are required. So therefore, we have conducted these intuitive shear strength parameters evaluation point of view. We have conducted the field tests. Those field tests nothing but, okay, SHT means shear tests. Okay, shear test on the field itself. Right, students? So you can see, for example, this is the dam. Okay, when the dam is there, if it is height is more than 40 meters, okay, just wait, I think there is some issues. Okay, you can see like students, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible, sir.
Then I can write here because I am unable to write that area. So this is the entire waterhead. See, I will give the fundamental concept, then I will try to move very quickly. Okay, because you have to understand what actually I am delivering that one. So you should be able to understand. So when the water column is there, this water column, it is acting on the dam portion. This dam portion, this is equal to pH, horizontal force acting on the dam. So this dam, it will try to move in this direction. If it will move, then there is a problem. So therefore, there is a sufficient resistance force is required. That force is equal to resistance force. This resistance force is equal to the shear strength in between the base rock foundation and concrete. This is concrete, this is rock. Okay, so the interface is there like this. This is, for example, rock strata. This is the concrete dam. So this is the main weakest plane. So that weakest plane, there is some frictional between these two contact surfaces. That frictional force nothing but a shear force. So into contact area A. So therefore, what actually should be required to stabilize the against the shear? The pH is equal to the force acting due to the water. This force, if it is more than this resistance force, Fs, then there is a chance of failure. So what should be more? The more should be, the shear resistance should be more. So if, see, this resistance offered by the interface, if it is more than pH, then we are all safe. Otherwise, okay, the disasters we cannot actually predict. Very, very problematic. So the entire downstream side totally, it may be submerged. Okay, so we have to avoid that particular massive failures. So for that one, what is more important? Resistance force is more important. That resistance force has to be evaluated. So what is the resistance force? That is equal to, yeah, it is there here. You can see. The whatever actually I'm telling, tau into A is equal to the frictional resistance force. Here the concept tau is nothing but C plus sigma tan pi. That is the well-known Morse-Coombs equation. Okay. So if once we know the C and once we know the pi, then I think our entire problem resolved. The toughest part, that is also in the field, if we may evaluate those values of C and pi value, so the entire design very safe and economy. So techno-economical structure we can design. So how can we evaluate the C and pi? Those are the shear strength parameters. But moreover, rock interface in between rock over rock and concrete over rock also. Okay, I will extend further. Okay, you can. So we have to evaluate this one. That is our main target of this particular paper. Okay, you can see all field pictures, everything. Students, I think, have you cleared what I want to explain furthermore? I think that is cleared. Okay, so our target is I need C value, I need pi value. But in which particular area that is required? See, that is also required. Students, that is also required. In which particular area? There is a two important, okay, for any design, those things are required. But here, what I have written, shear strength parameters of the rock over rock is required and concrete over rock is required. For example, when the gravity dam is there, if it is resting on the odd maybe rock, so when the force is acting, this is the rock, this is the concrete, this is maybe weakest plane. That is equal to concrete over rock interface. But in some particular cases, if the rock maybe jointed rock is there, this base rock is there, if there is a joints are there, then the failure, it maybe takes place like this also. So then the weakest plane is rock only. So therefore, rock over rock also, there may be chance of, okay, undergone some failures. So that's why when we are applying the forces, vertical forces, when we are applying the vertical forces, so the failure horizontal force is this one, this is W, this is PH. Then the failure may be this interface of the concrete over rock, maybe within the rock. So therefore, that shear strength parameters is required for the both interfaces. Okay, because those are the weakest planes. So that we will see what will happen. Now I think I will try to run very quickly a little bit. But you see, at initial stage, this is the project. This is Andhra Pradesh. Okay, near Polavaram, Rajamandri. See, initially, this is the location because here they want to construct the Ertce Rockfill Dam here. Here, Ertce Rockfill Dam. So our spillway has to be constructed here only. This is spillway. So this is Ertce Rockfill Dam. Here there is no need of, there is no rock. This is a completely sandy soil. But the problem is there, wherever there is a spillway more than 60 meters height spillway, the gamma H value, it is more because gamma of the rock is equal to 2.78, H is equal to 60 meters. That much huge pressure it will be act. If our foundation is very weak, certainly there may be failure of bearing failure. So that's why hard stratum is required. The spillway portion is completely rock. So that's why this area in situ shear strength parameters are required for the concrete over rock as well as rock over rock interfaces. That is this target. You can see this is Polavaram project initial, I think, model. Okay, this model, see here you can see the whatever actually you have seen, you can see other pictures also. Here see, this is the spillway portion. This is the actually main dam. Here you can go like a upward direction. Here you can go, that is it towards the Bhadrachalam, that Papikondalu area. Okay, that is a very good tourism place. This is the downstream side. Again, it will be, see, it will come the water from the spillway and it will reach to the, again, actual Godavari river. See, recently I went there. I have taken some pictures also. When I have conducted the test, the location is like this. See, completely open area. The Godavari river is flowing very happily without any disturbance. But we are the human, we are disturbing the nature. So therefore, we have damaged the entire hill. For what purpose? For spillway purpose here. So here they will construct the Ertce Rockfill Dam. Here there is a spillway. Right, students? See, that has happened. Few days back, I have taken the pic. So this is the spillway portion. See, 42 gates are there here. See, because our shear strength parameters are required for the design of each pier. These are the piers. Every pier, we have to evaluate those values for the design purpose. Okay, see, after that, how the dam is there. This is the final picture. So this is the spillway portion. Here they are constructing this hill to this hill. This is the Ertce Rockfill Dam. I think there is some issues are there. Still, it has not completed, but spillway completed. So because of this, okay, work na. So what happened? Recent floods. I have taken one more pic because one of my batchmate, he is also there. He's a deputy executive engineer. He sent this pic. See, now this is the main Godavari river. It is flowing like that. But this is the actually excess for water, I think flooded water. It is safely discharging in the downstream side. Okay, so almost the spillway construction completed with respect to the design parameters what we have provided. In that time, I was there in the central government as a scientist. Okay, so I have closely involved the entire work throughout. We have conducted the number of plate load tests and series tests. Everything we have conducted. So that design parameters we have submitted to the Central Water Commission. So Central Water Commission officials, they have designed, and now everything is safe. And even this much heavy floods also, nothing is happened. But unfortunately, the Ertce Dam was not come into the picture due to some other issues. Now see, not only for that one, in any dam in India, maybe out of the maybe other countries, everywhere. These are some important dams. Okay, so the main responsibility of, I think when I was there in the central government, the institution name is Central Soil and Material Research Station. That is one of the excellent organization. The duty of the organization is only to evaluate the realistic design parameters. Moreover, that is also field, not for the lab. Okay, so field parameters are more realistic. So similarly, see, if you want to design Bakarangal Dam, Tehri, Hirakud, Nagarjuna Sagar, Sardar Sarovar, any dam, see this much more height na. Without those parameters, I think it is not possible. See, finally, the close view of this one is this one. Okay, so ultimately, the gravity dam is, this is actually, these are the height of the dam, these are the stilling basins, these are spear, this is downstream side, this is entirely downstream side. Near there is a energy observers also there. Okay, see, but ultimately this gravity dam is resting maybe massive hard rock, maybe massive soft rock, maybe soft laminated rock, maybe stratified hard layers, sometimes maybe hard and soft rock, maybe jointed rock mass. So why actually we have to perform those particular tests, both concrete over rock and rock over rock? The main, the problem is we don't know actually whether the rock is massive hard rock, soft rock, or soft laminated rock. So we cannot possible to create such type of stratum. This is nature. Okay, so even we also, it is not possible to give our birth at our choice. Okay, so similarly, first there is a need to choose the hard strata. That's all. After that, they have to do the proper geotechnical investigation, the drilling, and we have to know the what type of strata is there. Accordingly, we have to design that one. See, in this case, this is weak zone is there. When the more gravity force is there, and the water pressure is there, this is not a weakest plane, students. The weakest plane is this particular weak, joint. So that's why this joint, that is nothing but rock over rock. This weakest is equal to concrete over rock. Okay. Now I will go a little fast. Okay. Now I thought the fundamental concepts are clear. Now see, for the design point of view, for the design of any particular dam, these are the normal forces, this is horizontal forces, this is uplift force. Ultimately, there is a need of factor of safety. Okay, factor of safety. Factor of safety means what actually earlier I said that one here actually Fs, this is horizontal force. So therefore, that resistance force divided by the horizontal, pH, it should be equal to factor of safety. So, but how to calculate this one? That is simple. Okay, the later I can explain that one, because Fs is equal to nothing but tau into area. Tau is equal to C plus sigma tan pi. Okay, so this is sigma. Sigma nothing but W by area. So W is equal to total vertical load, but the uplift pressure is acting in downward direction. That's why N minus U tan pi. Okay. So here there is a pi is there, there is a C is there. Each parameter has to be considered factor of safety. That is this one. This is horizontal force. So each and everything that one. But here this pi is there, this C is there, students. Okay. This pi, when we are conducting these particular tests now, if the failure is there in between the concrete of our rock, then this pi is equal to pi CR. Okay. For example, this C is equal to C concrete of our rock. Okay. If the failure takes place at this junction, if the failure takes place in the rock, then this pi and C na. So pi rock over rock, this C is equal to rock over rock. Those values has to be submitted. Then only we can get the realistic dimensions. Ultimately, see, safety against sliding. When we are doing that particular safety, if the safety is not within the limits, if it is not satisfying, then we have to increase the width of the foundation, or otherwise you have to go for some shear case, maybe some particular additional measures. Okay, but we have to know these particular parameters. Okay, the same thing here. But these are the one IS code is there. Okay, IS 6512 is there. In that particular code, they have mentioned all the factor of safety, what Fi has to be taken, what Fc has to be taken in this equation. Okay, so I think this is the design concept, but you have to know that one. See, ultimately, this equation I have taken from this particular IS code, Indian Standard Code, for the design of gravity dams. Our main thing is pi and c for the both interfaces. See, now I will go for the how I have determined, how we have to determine. See, how we have to determine, but without failing, it is evaluation is little tough task. So that's why what we have to do, one particular code is there, how to conduct those particular tests in the field. That code is IS 7746, Indian Standard Code is there. According to that code, we have to perform the tests. First, what we have to do, in our soil mechanics also, if you want to calculate the direct shear test, okay, direct shear test, we have to perform the minimum 3 tests. Okay, how to perform? First, there is a need of one sigma 1 corresponding shear, sigma 2 corresponding shear test, and sigma 3 and corresponding shear stress. Once I know that one, then we can draw the equation, Morse-Coulomb equation. According to that, we can calculate. But in the case of field, we have to prepare the specimens. So this is the test block. Test block means this is the concrete blocks. Like that, we have to prepare the 5 blocks. So in each block, we have to apply some loads. Okay, you can see that first I will give the clear idea of the how we have performed. This is the, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, total 10. Okay, one block, alternate blocks are there. These are all concrete blocks. The remaining blocks are there. These are all rock blocks. So because total 10 tests we have performed. Okay, first 5 tests meant for the concrete blocks resting on the rock. In another 5 tests, rock blocks resting on the rock. So then what we have to do here, this is the cartilage load. This is the, for example, one particular block is there. Then the rock we are applying the normal load. Then we are applying the horizontal load. So for example, at 50 tons of the vertical load, how much shear stress is required to break the horizontal block? Because this is the upstream side, this is the downstream side. Because when the water is acting on the gravity dam, so the dam will move like this now. So that's why that scenario has to be maintained. That particular location, when we are applying the load, this particular block, it will try to move, because keep on applying the load, certainly it will be fail one particular stage. Certainly, there is no doubt. So at 50 tons, what is this is 50 tons is equal to vertical load W1. And how much horizontal force is required? You know, this block size divided by the area and divided by the area. You can calculate the sigma 1 and corresponding tau 1. So like that, on the 5 particular concrete blocks, we have to calculate the 5 normal stresses and 5 shear stresses. Once I know that particular data, see like that. But the problem is loading and unloading is very tough task, because every time now we have to shift the loading from one place to another place. Okay, see, ultimately all blocks actually, how this has failed. Every block has failed. See how the surface is. So we can measure the surfaces also. Okay, these are the main important issues, right? So Bharadwaj, I will call you back. I'm in the classroom. Okay, so these particular values now, once we know that one, tau 1 and W1, nothing but sigma 1, we can easily draw the Morse circles. We can calculate those values. See what I have done, the same thing I have done, because some blocks are concrete over rock blocks, some are rock over rock blocks. But fortunately, see, the rock is so strength. One particular block we could not able to break also, even at higher loads also. But when the load is applying, see how the crack is generating here at the base. Okay, ultimately our target is there. One is shear stress is required, then normal stress is required. You know how much vertical load you are applying, because every time we have to apply the load. For example, 20 tons, 30 tons, 40 tons, 50 tons, and 60 tons. These are the, okay, vertical loads for 5 blocks. Corresponding area, you can get sigma 1 value. But this particular initial normal load, how much tau 1 is required? Like that, actually, no, you can, this formula has to be used. Okay. So, you know what vertical force is acting. Here I have to be separated. Area, you know that one, because block size is generally 0.35 height and 0.7 meter width and 0.7 meter another width. So this is the size of the block, each size of the block. You know easily, you can calculate the area, 0.7 by 0.7. Okay, see now how much force we are acting vertical. How can I know that one? There is a one jack is there, vertical pump and jack, and another one more pump is there. This is jack and pump, horizontal load. So you can calculate the horizontal load, you can calculate the vertical load also. So easily we can measure those things. And because of the vertical load, what is the displacement we can measure? And because of the horizontal load, what is the displacement we can measure that by the, this here dial gauges are there. Okay, at a peak failure load, the dial gauge initially with respect to the load, displacement will be increased. But when it will fail, suddenly it will come back. Okay, that means there was a failure. Like that, we have to perform all the test. Okay, so the test data has to be collected in terms of the applied shear load and observed shear displacement. So similarly, we have to be conducted for the both concrete over rock interfaces as well as for the rock interfaces both. Then there is an increasing trend in the peak and residual shear strength with applied normal stress. But one more here, one concept is there, time is there, peak and residual. So what is the meaning of peak and residual means? Students, just listen. When the force is acting at one particular moment, what will happen? Suddenly the displacement, it may be initially increasing, then suddenly it may be decreasing. But peak means, residual means, because of the interlocking of the rock, after that also it will take some more load. Okay, so it means you can, in terms of graph, I can explain very properly. See here, when the load is, shear stress is increasing like this, then this is a failure. But after that, see, it is constant, means displacement is keep on increasing without taking any load. That is equal to residual stress. Okay, so like that, we have to calculate the both peak stress as well as residual stress. Once I know that data is there with my hands, now I can draw the shear displacement on x-axis and shear stress in the y-axis. These are the peak. These are the peak. These are the peak for different normal stresses, because SHT1 means 20 tons, 30 tons, 40 tons, 50 tons, 60 tons. So divided by the area is equal to stress. I have converted in terms of the stress. These are all actually peak. These values are residual stresses. So like that, now what I have done here, I have calculated the data. Okay, first one is at 60 tons. Okay, at 60 tons concrete over rock, applied load is 60 tons. Okay, then students listen, what is the displacement? This is the displacement. Okay, and what is the peak shear stress? This is the peak shear stress. Okay, listen students, this is the residual shear stress. Okay, similarly in the rock over rock, after that I will explain like that 60, 40, 24, 20, 30. Like that 5 loads I have applied the normal load. Corresponding concrete over rock, actually the displacements I have calculated and also calculated the peak stresses and shear stresses, residual shear stresses. Similarly, for rock over rock also I have calculated in the same fashion. Okay, then what I have done, students, see this equation I have used, because this is the Coulomb criteria is more important for calculate. See, once I know that one, for example, students, see, I know the normal stress, I know the shear stress, then there is a 5 points are there, 1 point, 2 point, 3, 4. This is the best fit curve. So this best fit curve, it is touching here. This is equal to pi. Okay, and this is equal to C. So for example, if it is concrete over rock, nothing but C concrete over rock and pi concrete over rock. This is residual. This is the peak. This is the residual. Generally, residual stresses are lesser than the peak. So like that, I have calculated the concrete over rock interfaces with respect to the shear stress and normal stresses. In the same fashion, I have calculated the shear stress and normal stresses for the, okay, what rock over rock interfaces. So here there is a, we have taken only 4 because in rock over rock, now one particular block was not broken even at the higher loads also. So that's why I have taken 4 values. I draw the best fit curve with respect to the normal stress and shear stresses. This line we can extend here like this. Okay, this y-intercept is there. This is equal to C. This angle is equal to pi. Similarly, this is equal to pi residual. This is equal to small c. Okay. So in the same fashion, I have calculated. But application part. So when we are designing stability of the rock and stability of the dam foundation during the dam construction, these parameters are very important. Okay. These peak shear strength parameters, okay, rock over rock and concrete over rock interface are required to account for such a design issues. So therefore, these residual shear strength parameters are also important to utilize the post-peak behavior of the analysis. For the researchers, this is more important. For example, if there is a failure, okay, then why that was happened? What is the reason behind that one? And moreover, sometimes, okay, the dam may not be fail suddenly because of this residual shear. Okay, it will give sufficient time. In that particular time, we can evacuate the entire public, the people who are staying in the downstream side. That is very risky task, but I think it will give some alarming. Okay, so similarly, what I have done with respect to the data, okay, concrete over rock dam along the spillway axis. Okay, so left bank, similarly right bank also we have conducted. Okay, ultimately, what is the concrete over rock C value? What is the angle of internal friction for both peak and residual in for the rock over rock and concrete over rock? Generally, the angle of internal friction angle is more for the rock over rock as compared with the concrete over rock. Okay, see the residual shear strength parameters are lesser than the peak. Okay, these values we have submitted to the Central Water Commission officials. They have finally designed. Okay, what is the field experience? It is necessary to avoid a shortage of the vertical reaction during the progress of the test. Students, actually the main issue is there. Friends, see when we are conducting test, if there is a shortage of the load here, then if you may not get the sufficient reaction load, then it is a problem. So therefore, initially we have to be maintain the entire cancelled loading in our area. See, initially there is a shortage, then we have increased some more. Then the work was completed successfully in the Polavaram project. Okay. So moreover, one more important issue also, in addition to this, safety precautions like a stability of the long girders, cantilever arrangements, and the stability of steel plates below the ends of the load bearing should also be considered while the design the cantilever arrangements before the starting the test, because the girders and loads and everything we have to be calculated initially. Otherwise, there may be chance of accidents. Right, students? Thank you very much. So these are the very, very important one of the tests we have performed in the Polavaram project. Okay, those particular design parameters is main target of this particular work. Tell me, students, any doubts now? Yeah. Tell me, sir.
Excellent presentation, very informative to our students.
Sir, your voice actually, some I think some particular disturbance is coming, sir. Lot of ecosystem is coming from your voice.
It is okay, sir?
Yes, excellent, sir. Now
You are audible me?
yes, super. Everything is good.
Right. Very excellent presentation regarding the gravity dam, the construction of the foundation. And you have demonstrated a very informative project study, case study.
Yes.
And rock over rock concept is very much needed for the students. And the present undergraduate students are studying this foundation gravity dam in the current semester.
Yes, sir.
Your informations are very valuable and useful to our students.
Good, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I think students, they can ask any doubts if you want. Otherwise, I will send my email ID is there in my NIT website. You can contact me. Okay. So if anybody, for example, students are willing to, know more regarding these particular things, you can mail me. I can certainly give the answers. Right, sir? Any doubts, students?
Sir, thank you very much, sir.
Okay, sir. Good, sir. Thank you. Thank you, each and everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good, good. So can I leave now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
கொஞ்சம் பழையது வேண்டாமா, அது மேலே ஓட்டிடலாமா? ரைட். நம்ம அந்த பேப்பர் இதை பேஸ்ட் பண்ணிக்கிட்டோம். சார் வந்துட்டார். மியூட் பண்ணி விட. சார், யூ ஹவ் ஜாயின்ட்.
So very good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Satyanarayana Sridhar sir. I am audible to you?
So very good evening.
Sir,
One and all present.
my voice is clear?
Sai Ram Engineering College. First of all, I wish the Sai Ram Engineering College very great success in conduction of this international conference, an elegant international conference. So I congratulate management of Sai Ram Engineering College, Department of Civil Engineering, headed by Professor Bhagwati Perumal, and faculty members for conducting such a wonderful event and offer me a slot for presenting before your students. And next, my congratulations goes to the students of Sai Ram Engineering College, especially those who are opting civil engineering. Especially those who are opting civil engineering. In the Sai Ram Engineering College. So I thank the management and the department headed by Professor Bhagwati Perumal Pillai. Once again, the faculty members of Sai Ram Engineering College, Department of Civil Engineering, for providing a wonderful opportunity to address before the students of Sai Ram Engineering College. So I congratulate the students of civil engineering from Sai Ram Engineering College for having selected the civil engineering branch for their career. And of course, the civil engineering, one of the oldest, finest, and the prettiest engineering because it provides an opportunity directly useful to the society. So my privilege being a civil engineer, and I make congratulations also for future civil engineers. So civil engineering is a wonderful branch which provides an opportunity for becoming an academician. And by learning civil engineering, you can become engineer. And also you can become a service people, taking the services of both state government and central government. And of course, it provides an excellent opportunity for becoming entrepreneur. So if you want to pursue in any manner, if you want to go for engineering stream, you can become an engineer. If you want to go for research, you can become a researcher. Or if you want to become an entrepreneur, you can become entrepreneur. Or if you want to become an academician, you can become academician. That's a versatile department or versatile engineering branch that offers you elegant life. And of course, though it is versatile, of course, the choice is now, it is not as much as that of other branches, though it is having the finest chances it provides to the students community. But if you go through all the subjects of civil engineering, if you look upon the few subjects which provides you an opportunity for entrepreneurship, the aspect of entrepreneurship, that is the self-employment, it's a rather possible at a very low investment, is possible only in the case of civil engineering. So if you take upon the courses like surveying, courses like geotechnical engineering, courses like remote sensing, the courses like structural design, structural analysis, all provides an opportunity. Either you can be a researcher, or you can be an engineer, or you can be an entrepreneur. So in the case of entrepreneurship, the facility what government provides is enormous for becoming entrepreneurship. First of all, the self-employment is a satisfied profession. So you can decide your joy of doing your job. Next, you can fix your target, both in the case of target in terms of work, target in terms of earnings, everything you can fix. So gentlemen, so the entrepreneurial aspect I wish to discuss for a few minutes without boring you much. So nowadays, after 1991, the India entered into the liberalization community. After all the trades are liberalized, that is LPG, the liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Now all the sectors, manufacturing sectors, service sectors are open to the private forum also. Therefore, I request everyone, of course, I request everyone, but at least some good number of you, if you become an entrepreneur, then that is entrepreneur, then you can serve for our country and also your service to our nation by contributing something to our GDP. So we will discuss one by one. So now you see what the courses I have mentioned regarding the survey, just soil mechanics, foundation design, structural analysis, structural design, or if you consider all the civil engineering subjects put together, you can be a good promoter or builder also. By means of you can be a good contractor also. You can be a good promoter also. So it provides now a vital opportunity for becoming an entrepreneur. We will discuss one by one. First, we will take the survey. Now, the survey is an emerging field, an evergreen field, though it is oldest among the all subjects of civil engineering. The survey started only the civil engineering aspect, and survey started from as old as the Ashoka Empire period. So nowadays, all the departments which are requiring service of survey from private entrepreneurs. So if you have a team, those who are having expertise or experience with the survey technology, starting from the age-old practice of chain and campus, or somewhat the pseudo-modern technology like theodolites levels, or the modern technology like total station or GPS survey. Nowadays, the drone survey also coming to the picture. So if you expertise in this field, if you got trained in this field, now the trainers are also available at affordable cost. You can have a training, then you are prepared for all the fields of infrastructural development. For example, if you take the Nahai developed the road, all the preliminary survey and investigations has to be done by a servicing firm. Second, if you take the railways, they are offering preliminary engineering survey and a final location survey. Everything it is now open for private firm. You can look up or Google upon the railway site. You can just visit and you can find what are all the works, service works available as you can become entrepreneur. So you can start from the chain and campus survey to the latest drone survey. So it is training is available at affordable cost. If you are having a very low the investment as low as 5 lakhs, you can become entrepreneur. So second, if you come to the field of structural design and structural analysis, of course, it is the chance which provides that is provided by structural analysis and structural design is the sky high, because every person now requires a shelter, which requires in turn a good design, and that is economical design, and as well as well analyzed that economical design. Therefore, I request you, you can opt for structural analysis and structural design, having become a good structural designer. Now you see, if you take the company, it's not company, of course, governments, now they are letting out all the design portions for its various buildings. It is given to the private firms, private service firms. Therefore, you can become a good engineer or good contractor or good analyst by taking up the subjects called structural analysis and structural design. So while coming to the another course, of course, the two courses put together, we call it as geotechnical engineering. The geotechnical engineering consists of two aspects. One is mechanics of soils and foundation engineering. So though it is two subjects or two courses, the relevancy is one. You can understand the behavior of soil and you can understand how a foundation can be designed for the given constraints or the field conditions. So this also provides an excellent opportunity as far as the entrepreneurship is concerned. Now all the departments which provides an excellent opportunity to become the entrepreneur. Suppose, for example, if you take upon again, I'm coming to the governments. If you take the central government or state government, especially the central government, when you come across the railways, central public works department, and your atomic research stations, all the stations are requiring badly in need of geotechnical investigation done by the service providers. Therefore, gentlemen, the geotechnical, the course which is called geotechnical engineering, which provides an ample opportunity to become geotechnical, that is a great geotechnical investigator. So by means of becoming a geotechnical engineer, you can render service for analyzing the behavior of soil. You can have a good design of economical design of foundations. And of course, the design of foundation is quite different than the design of other elements in the superstructure, because you require the behavior of soil, which is different from the behavior of other civil engineering materials. Therefore, if you have a team of engineers, one expertise with survey, another expertise with what you call geotechnical engineering, one expertise in structural design, another one is expertise in the structural analysis. You combine together, you can form a firm. So if you are ready to go for a firm, it can be get registered with the register of firms. And of course, you can do anything under the civil engineering umbrella, but registration is mandatory as per government norms so that you can become a registered service provider. And the law statutes the registration. So you can do the registration with the Registrar General or Registrar of Firms. Then it is mandatory for, as far as the tax people are concerned, you can manage with what you call the income tax registration, of course, for getting PAN card for doing service to become a service provider. And of course, GST is optional. Suppose if your turnover is less than 50 lakh, you need not go for GST registration. If it is more than 50 lakh, again, it is mandatory to get registered with GST. Right, gentlemen? So by becoming an entrepreneur, both ways, you are giving a self-satisfaction to yourself. And also you can give job opportunity for your fellow engineers. So you can become a job provider rather than a job seeker. So now the scenario is different for entrepreneurship. So in order to mobilize the funds is not at all a matter as far as if you want to become entrepreneurship, funds are not much the constraint one. Because now all the banks are lending towards the capital expenditure lending. All banks are coming forward to lend for a fruitful projects. Number one. Number two, the government is ready to provide all the opportunity that is for your the tax holiday they are giving for startups. Then your tax concession also you can enjoy for further period. You can claim all the exemptions for first 3 years. Therefore, you can enjoy the facility for 3 years as become an entrepreneur or a startup. Now the word is called startup is getting familiar than the entrepreneur. Right? There are some legal aspects also. We have meticulously worked out by doing any service. You require some legal aspect also. Of course, you can get it from the legal expertise or a lawyer. You can get accustomed with all types of legal formalities. Then you can proceed with any type of small work you can have in your career. So I request you, gentlemen, for those who are taking civil engineering, I wish everyone a great success. And I wish to hear from your head of the department that few of our students are become entrepreneurs and they are serving for our country. Okay. So with these few words, I am concluding my speech. And once again, I thank the management of Sai Ram Engineering College, the magnanimity of Department of Civil Engineering, the principal of Sai Ram Engineering College, Professor Porkumaran, the head of the Department of Civil Engineering, Professor Bhagavati Perumal Pillai, all the colleagues working in Sai Ram Engineering College, Department of Civil Engineering, for providing me a great opportunity for addressing for a few minutes before the students, the great civil students of Sai Ram Engineering College. I wish everyone in the department, that is faculty members and staff, that is students, a very success, even for conducting this grand seminar, that is grand international conference, and as well as I wish a good luck for your future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Sridhar sir. I am audible to you?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for providing excellent opportunity. Thank you.
Sir, I am audible to you?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
All right. Dr. Satyanarayana Sridhar sir is concerned. Sir is our most respected Board of Studies member. In our institution, sir is the Anna University representative member of a Board of Studies. And sir is framing the syllabus, framing the curriculum, framing the course outcome, program outcome, program educational outcome, everything. Dr. Satyanarayana Sridhar sir is helping the civil engineering department and framing the quality curriculum and syllabus. Under his excellent guidance, Civil Engineering Department autonomous syllabus is framed. From first semester to 8th semester, the quality of autonomous syllabus in Sairam Engineering College, the Civil Department is digitalized, framed, implemented, executed by the great personality, Dr. Satyanarayana Sridhar sir. Sir, on behalf of the family of Sairam Group of Institutions, we extend our sincere thanks to you, sharing your ideas, wishing our students for their bright future in this platform of First International Conference. We expect your support, guidance for motivating our students and faculty fraternity in future also, sir. Your knowledge is endless. Your knowledge cannot be measured. Express and extend your innovations, creativeness, share your knowledge for the better growth of the Civil Engineering Department of Sri Sairam Engineering College. May God bless you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your nice words. I wish you best of luck for you and for your students.
Organized and coordinated by the Department of Civil Engineering, Sri Sairam Engineering College, comes to an end.
Now this is the closing of the first international. First, I want to narrate. I want to summarize. Yesterday, Dr. John presented a very wonderful and useful topic for the civil engineering students. In the field of sustainability and how to reuse and recycle the sustainable materials, especially to preserve the nature. He presented the topics from the University. Thanks to Dr. John. Followed by him, his colleague, the Dean Research of Malaya University, Dr. Lai Sahi, expressed his views about the innovations, the latest innovations which are happening in the field of research. Thanks to Then the last speaker yesterday was our guest, the chairman of Indian Concrete Institute, Engineer Kohli. About the lightweight concrete, ready-mix concrete, which is the need of the day for all the constructions, speed of the construction process, minimize the expenditure, improve the quality, reduce the weight. Considering all these parameters, what the best we can contribute to the civil engineering area, Engineer Muralidharan sir expressed this innovations. Today, the first section from United States of America, Dr. Again, shared the strength analysis by using that pictures. When you add that pictures, how the compaction factor, compactability, water salinity ratio, hydration process, vary. What kind of needful things we have to think about and modify the strength parameters may be added. Then, today the second speaker, the man of innovation, the young dynamic researcher from IIT Madras, that is here. Very interesting topics, very useful topics about the highway engineering. Pavement, pervious concrete. Waterlogging is the major area. When the rainy season starts, country like India, we don't have the facilities for drainage to drain the water, especially in the developed areas, urban areas. Because of the urbanization, we could not remove the rainwater immediately. Highway department is laying the road. Within a month or two, when the rain starts, we could not see the newly aligned bituminous road. It is rusted away by the rainwater. How it happens? Why it is happening? What kind of modifications we can make it rather than the bituminous road? The continuous concrete bituminous material road, if you make it, you can sail there. Yes. So he has made a very good clarifications about the pavement design of the pervious concrete. Then my student Dr. Basti from Ertce, almost he explained about the quality and quantification of the civil steel structures. How you can construct the steel structure, in what the best the steel structures are, and even in RCC nowadays we are using pre-stressed, prefabricated, pre-tensioning, post-tensioning structures and all. But other than that, how quick you can build up a steel structure and how stable that is against all natural calamities. In that way, Dr. Bhaskar explained this research area. Followed by him, Dr. Krishnan highlighted about the advancement of survey. Those days we used the dummy level, theodolite, canvas, vegetable, chain. Nowadays, we are not using that. Only one instrument, the total station will give all your values. Horizontal distance, vertical distance, everything. Remote sensing, another area she touched. GIS and GPS, the advancement of remote sensing, that also is explained. My dear students, you are studying geographical information as an active service in your final year. What kind of stability you have to analyze? All stability parameters. Dr. Ramana has neatly explained. Then the previous last speaker highlighted about your entrepreneurship. Don't stand on the queue to get a job. Why can't you provide job for others? Job providers are the civil engineers. Job seekers are computer science, IT, CA, and CSBS, ALS, ALMS, whatever alphabets they are computer related engineers are job seekers. They are not job providers. Only civil engineers can provide job. Am I right or not? Now we are in the last stage. Now I invite the guest of today's validatory function, Dr. Muralidharan sir. Dr. Sir, please. Dr. Sudarshan sir, you can join us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
I am
Come on, sir.
present.
Dr. Sudarshan sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I am present.
You are the special chief guest of today's validatory function.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Now we are starting the function. This is the time to honor the chairman of Indian Concrete Institute, Engineer Muralidharan, by giving a memento on behalf of the chairman and the CEO of Shear Engineering College, on behalf of the students and the faculty members of the Shear Engineering College Department. Last 2 days, the ICA collaborated with the Civil Engineering Department. They have arranged all eminent speakers, and last 2 days, ICA is with us, coordinated, guided, appreciated, or they have done it. So, on behalf of the Shear Group,
Good evening, all of you. Hope today you had a long session. But definitely there are takeaways. And you guys have taken notes, I know. This is going to help you in your career. The Indian Concrete Institute is closely associated with Shear Group. We have done a couple of programs, and this is one of the recent programs we have organized. Two of the we have connected with some of the speakers, from India, and other who joined from US. So they have rich experience. And even other speakers who join also spend the knowledge and definitely you have to be patient. You are already studying for living in the and coming from Indian companies, what I suggest is there is a program happening on Madras. So when Dr. Bashir is coming from UK. He is giving a physical lecture in IIT Madras. Participation is open to all. You've got a lot of student members, faculty members are there. Take this opportunity to meet him, interact with him. We are creating this opportunity in Chennai. Not everybody has got opportunity to attend such kind of programs. This was free to all. Kindly enroll yourself. Do visit IIT campus 18th evening between 5:30 and 7. Okay. I wish some participation should happen from faculty side and also from student member side and benefit this. Apart from this, those who are yet to become members in ICI, please make it. Yes, lot of such programs we are sharing. When you are a member, you get a special offer also. You get the knowledge also. Not only that, when you attend such kind of programs, you get connected with the people. When you get connected with the people, that will enrich your knowledge and also contacts, and for your career growth, it will be very useful. This is my another suggestion. And apart from this, I need to thank Sairam management because the kind of ambience provided for the students and also for this international event, and the faculty team taken pain in organizing and closely coordinating for arranging the speakers on time, their logistic arrangement, hospitality, everything went on very well. I appreciate that. Okay. This is how the civil engineers demonstrate themselves in organizing the program. Well done. I wish to give a big round of applause to Dr. Bhagavati Perumal for having organized this wonderful program. And this is the first international program organized. We should have more such events in the coming years. And ICA definitely going to support and for the benefit of students. And definitely I will tell you students, you will remember this event for your career in future. Once again, my best wishes for all of you, for all success in your future. Thank you.
We will collaborate with you. And now I announce the winners of the presentation. Last 2 days, 5 different sections that you have attended. 5 each sections, more than 5 papers were presented. Then from that we have selected the best paper. For each paper, cash award and the golden certificate for the presentation will be appreciated to them to appreciate them. For the first section, the first prize goes to understanding seasonal and spatial variability of sediment characteristics of the Pichavaram forest. Author Dr. C. The second section, the number 1 presentation, best paper is carbon dioxide captured by green concrete wall with microbiology for industrial need. Author Elizabeth. The third section, the best paper, analytical assessment of tribal work environment factor of an infrastructure engineer at work site. Author Dr. Harish K. So we congratulate all the winners of the best paper presentation. The cash award will be transferred from the committee to GP. The certificates for the winners will be sent to the mail. All the participants, they will get the participation certificate. Along the keynote speakers, they will get a appreciation certificate within a couple of days to the meeting. Dear friends, now I invite Dr. Sudarshan sir, a very great environmentalist. In India, if you just count the victims of environmentalists who preserve the nature, who preserve the impact of the nature, Dr. Sudarshan is one of the hero behind the preserving the nature of the country. It's a very great personality. He is working in Nikbar, Pune, and and sir is continuously collaborating with us for many programs, motivating the faculty and the students community. We are so fortunate to have such a real personality as a family member of Kayam. It will not happen in a single day. It will happen only because of the friendship, the unity what we are maintaining for the past many years. My dear friends, all these programs, all the speakers, what the civil department is bringing from outside, no matter they are loyal, no matter they are not. Everyone is the everyone is leading the students, motivating the students in a but that way, the civil engineering students are so fortunate in civil engineering department. Why such programs we are conducting? It will make you to see what is right. It will make you to listen what is right. It will make you to decide how you will become a student. It will make you to dream what is where the goal is. Sir, and the students sir, now the platform is to you. We request you to message the students, create a student, add a student, to fulfill their dreams, to get a great job.
Yeah. So, good evening to one and all. So you can able to hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So thank you very much. First of all, I take this opportunity as a great pride and honor to be the chief guest for this valedictory function of this international conference. It is a great event. That is, as Bhagavati Perumal sir has mentioned. So we are in continuous touch in the past few years. We are continuously collaborating in many events. Vikmar and Sairam Engineering College. We are in doing many activities, and also in future also that will continue. I assure that particular thing for all the Sairam Engineering faculty and also the students. And another important thing, it is a great thing that elite members like Muralidharan sir and some of the members from IIT Madras, they are part of this valedictory function. So it is a great honor and pride for me to be the chief guest for this valedictory function. And I assure that I won't take much of your time because already you are fed up with the past 2 days of activities and also many continuous parallel session, and you are also fed up with continuous work in executing this great event. So just maximum 5-10 minutes, I will highlight some of the important points and then I will conclude my presentation. So the very important thing what I want to highlight here is today I am going to discuss what is the need of this hour. So what is the lagging with respect to the civil engineering fraternity point of view, and what particular aspect the civil engineering fraternity must concentrate and look themselves to excel in the competitive world, which is mainly of highly competitive. And nowadays, as Professor also mentioned in the valedictory function, in the beginning of the valedictory function, that civil engineers are becoming very scarce, and also many colleges they are closing the civil engineering department, and people are not people are not interested to take the not only civil engineering and core branches. So that is a pathetic situation prevailing all over the country, in our country. But this is a good sign that in future the civil engineers will be of great demand. I assure that even Muralidharan sir also will agree with me that in future the civil engineers will be of great demand, and that demand must compromise. That is, it should not get compromised with the lagging of the technology and lagging of the improvement in the field of civil engineering, because day by day the new technologies and new concepts are coming up in the civil engineering field. So it is very important that the faculty and also the students of civil engineering fraternity must equip themselves and gain the updated knowledge what is happening in the day-to-day things in the civil engineering, and also in the corporate sector and also in the industrial sector. So in that particular perspective, I highlight few important points and then we will wind up the discussion. Right. So is it visible?
It's visible, sir.
Yeah, fine. So main important thing what I want to highlight is because as many of the people have discussed about many new technologies related to the civil engineering and concrete and environmental aspect in the past 2 days. So I want to discuss about some of the aspect like what opportunities are existing and how the civil engineers must equip themselves to make themselves market ready people. So that is a very important thing I want to highlight in the presentation. What I want to make it today for just another 5 to 10 minutes. So this presentation will continue. So as I mentioned here, opportunities in construction, real estate, infrastructure and engineering project management. So we are normally NICMAR, we will call this as a CRIP sector. So before going to the presentation, I'll just highlight, I'll give you the overview about our institute, that is NICMAR, National Institute of Construction Management Research. So we are a unique university, that is recently we got the university status. We are a university in the built environment, especially for civil engineering fraternity. I can tell even in the world also, that is we are one of the unique university for built environment. So especially in India, there is no other university exclusively for civil engineering and related to the core department. And I can take it as a pride to tell that we are one of the unique university exclusively for built environment. So what we are, so we are formed by a fraternity of Indian construction industry. Many directors of Indian construction industry jointly associated themselves, and then this institute has been formulated long back before 3 decades. We are mainly focusing on postgraduate programs and also corporate training. That is another one important area what we are mainly concentrating. We are regularly conducting corporate training for corporate people, working professionals from many industries like L&T, Afghans, Shafurji Palamji. Mainly, as I already mentioned, built environment. So we are one of the unique university mainly for built environment part. And highly qualified faculty members, and we are having sophisticated laboratory and other things. Yeah. So what I am going to highlight in this particular presentation, mainly, what is the need of this particular discussion? So as you are aware, that need of this particular discussion is mainly because day by day, students are getting worried that whether they will get placement and what type of placement they will get, what sector they will enter, and how they will get placed. All these are the lot of things going in their mind, especially for students who have taken the civil engineering as one of the career profile, has taken the civil engineering as one of their profile. So the important thing I want to highlight is it is one of the sector which will continue to emerge for several decades. No one can stop the growth and no one can control the growth of this particular sector, because a lot of opportunities are there, but the thing is those opportunities are not explored or it is not known to everybody. That is one of the main thing lagging in this particular aspect. So that aspect I will just highlight, and also what are all the avenues created by the private, and also what avenues you can concentrate to make yourself fit to the industry. So these aspects I will be explaining in the forthcoming slide. So what is the thing industry, about the industry, then sector inlight, and then challenges. So construction and infrastructure, the main important thing in the civil engineering aspect is, one is construction and infrastructure and another one is real estate. So if you look into this particular thing, both the sectors are growing. Both the sectors are growing in a rapid manner. But even though both the sectors are growing in a rapid manner in our country, the computer science people, how they are getting the demand, that kind of demand the civil engineers are not getting. The reason behind is the civil engineering students are not ready to get into the company immediately after getting their graduation. Some of the aspects are lagging in civil engineering students. So that particular aspect needs to be overcome. So that is one of the important things. And there are some institute like NICMAR, there are some institute, and I can also tell that Sairam also doing a lot of activities, because it is not the thing only concentrating on the theoretical aspect and explaining the thing and making them fit to the theoretical part, and then making them equipped that they are equipped for taking over the charge as a project engineer, as a site engineer. That is not the thing. The students must get into the field. The field knowledge is very, very important. That is one of the important thing lagging among the civil engineering students, and also interdisciplinary knowledge. So that is another one important thing which is lagging among the civil engineering students. So the civil engineering students must concentrate not only with respect to the construction activity, they must also look into the interdisciplinary aspect, like how they can integrate the IoT, how they can integrate the machine learning, how they can integrate the artificial intelligence in some civil engineering activities, what way they can able to achieve it, how it can be achieved. So this is a thing which is need of the hour. So that aspect is mainly lagging with respect to the civil engineering students while they are coming out after the graduation, that is after 4 years of BE civil engineering graduation. So this aspect is mainly lagging. I hope the Sairam like institute will take several efforts. They are taking several efforts, and in future also they will take several efforts to fill the gap. And we are the institute, NICMAR like institute, we are mainly focusing on these aspects, and we are completely molding the students to a market ready professional. So that is the thing we are doing in our postgraduate program. And the students from different institute, and also the students get into the company, and after gaining some experience in the company, they will come to our institute for gaining the knowledge, what is the thing required in the market, right? Yeah. And this is the thing, how the demand with respect to the construction, infrastructure and real estate, over 250 subsector, several lakhs crores of budget for infrastructure in the near future. And it is one of the sector which is providing high support to the growth of the country. And whatever may be the country, the growth is mainly depending on the infrastructure development, and also not only infrastructure development, indirectly by means of GDP, civil engineering, the infrastructure sector is playing a major role. And not only that, it is one of the sector where huge amount of people are getting employment. So that is one thing I want to highlight. So these are all some of the areas where the recent developments are happening in our country. So you can able to see all over the country. So a lot of airports are coming, a lot of ports are coming, and all the railway lines, meter gauge lines are converted into broad gauge, and all the railway stations are converted into, it is like a mall, multiplexes, they are converting the railway station, and all over the tier 1 and tier 2 cities, the government is focusing on improving the transportation hub. And many aspects the government is working on. The government is also working on allocating huge amount of fund with respect to this particular projects and particular thing. Then second, as I already pointed out, second largest employer in India in 2017, and second largest FDI recipient sector for India in 2020-2021, and third largest construction market globally by 2025. So this is one of the important thing I want to highlight. So how the sector in the near future and what aspect it will grow. So that is one important thing I want to highlight. Then in the next slide, you can able to see what is a thing which the students must concentrate, the civil engineering fraternity must look into to equip themselves, to make themselves fit to the industry. So these are all some of the trending things which is happening in the civil engineering sector. I have listed very few. There are many things are gaining more importance and momentum, and especially in the recent days, these aspects are gaining very high momentum. I request the Sairam Institute of Technology and our Muralidharan sir to collaborate with organization like as a Muralidharan sir already pointed out. So they are going to associate with IIT Madras in organizing one event like this. Many event ICI will organize so that the civil engineering fraternity will get benefited. And also I'm closely associated with ICI in many events, and I know how the ICI will perform and what kind of activities they will do. And also I am taking it pride to tell that. So during my tenure in SRM Institute of Technology, I have received the Best Society of Civil Engineers ICI Chapter Award from the ICI Chennai chapter. So that is one thing I want to highlight. And also I am taking it as a pride to tell that the prize winner of this today's event, the first prize winner, she is my student of MTech Environmental Engineering when I am in SRM Institute of Technology. So that is an important thing I want to highlight in this particular juncture, right? So these are all the areas: sustainable building, green building, construction equipment, construction vehicle segment, and also digitalization in construction industry. So this is one of the important thing which is happening in the recent days. Digitalization in construction industries is happening in all aspects, not only in a particular aspect, in all aspects, in the excavation, in the monitoring, in the control, in the safety, in the auditing, in all aspects, the digitalization in the construction industry is gaining very high momentum. So it is very important that the students fraternity, the faculty members must look into that particular aspect, and those aspects needs to be improved in all the institutions where the civil engineering courses are taught. So that is one important thing I want to highlight. So for example, what we are doing in our institute, I'll highlight you one important example, one updated technology what we have implemented in our institute. Just I will show you that particular information. So in that way, there are many things are happening like lean construction and BIM. These are all some of the things which needs to be explored, and more inputs needs to be given to the civil engineering students, and also the civil engineering faculty must know about all these things so that they can be ready to face the competitive world what is happening in the recent days. And also, as I already pointed out, the government, not only Indian government, all over the world, sustainability is gaining more momentum, and many people, they are working on several aspects like developing a low carbon cement, that is low heat concrete, like this many new concepts, sustainable building materials. Many concepts are gaining more momentum, and the people are working on it, and many researchers have invented, and we have also done some of the studies in developing some sustainable building materials, and we have also achieved some of the outcome. And another important area what I want to highlight here is net zero, because like sustainability, net zero is also one of the important thing, and it is also supporting the sustainability. So people are thinking that only the construction phase and the initial phase of the construction is the thing which is contributing towards environmental destruction, and which is one of the important thing. It is not like that. In the utility phase also, there are a lot of important aspect which needs to be looked into, that is neglected. That is neglected. But in the recent days, in the near future, by the changes the government is taking up in the recent days, this aspect will be taken up with very high priority, and hope that will happen, because in the case of utility stage, we are emitting huge amount of carbon emissions. We are utilizing enormous amount of energy, that is non-renewable energy, and also we are utilizing enormous amount of natural resources. So these aspects needs to be curtailed, and some of the ways how it can be achieved net zero and net zero energy concept needs to be implemented and needs to be achieved. So that is another one important area where you can able to look into it and you can able to concentrate. So these are all some of the policies the government of India, they are working on. Like this, many policies are the government of India working on with respect to the infrastructure development and infrastructure growth. So many things are happening in our country, and there are very few areas people are focusing and people are getting into the thing. There are many areas the people are not, especially civil engineering students, are not getting into it. So I request the civil engineering students look into these kind of projects and make these kind of areas where they can fit into and where they can get into the things. So these are all the gap. So there are huge demand. There are huge demand in the market, especially for skilled project managers. That is the thing I told. There are many people who are getting graduation, who are completing the civil engineering degree and they are coming out. But how many people are skilled, well trained? That is one of the aspects which needs to be concentrated. That is one of the things which is the need of the hour. And not only that, in the near future, not only the civil engineering knowledge is not sufficient. As a civil engineer must have the fundamental knowledge of all the main core branches: electrical, electronics, computer science, civil, mechanical. All these basic knowledge the civil engineering graduate must have. So that is one of the important thing the students fraternity must concentrate. That's the thing I told you. Try to develop the faculty members can give the projects, interdisciplinary project, not only with respect to the civil engineering department, interdisciplinary project. So developing some IoT based water management system, developing some artificial intelligence based wastewater management system. So developing some IoT based waste management system. These are all some of the things where different departments can be integrated, and those aspects can be given as a project topic, and those aspects can be taken up as a research thing. And as I already pointed out, net zero, these are all some of the areas where the students can concentrate, right? Fine. Yeah, so these are all some of the other thrust areas which people are not concentrating on, these, especially law, policy making, all these areas. There are huge demand, huge skilled people demand is still persisting. So the students can concentrate on these areas for their future post-graduation and other things, and fit and make themselves equipped and make themselves market ready. Yeah, so this is about, again, our institute. So this is the strength of our institute. So everybody knows about it. So just I want to highlight one of our recent thing what we have created in our institute. So this is the workshop. So we are normally conducting the workshop for our postgraduate students. So normally till the last year we had the workshop in the form of only physical way of execution, but in the recent years, that is now we are planning to use the augmented reality and virtual reality, and we have created an augmented reality and virtual reality technology lab in our institute exclusively for making themselves understand about how actually the particular process is happening. Then they will be given hands-on training on the site how to handle it. For example, if a person is doing the wiring, so any house wiring or something. So initially in the virtual reality in this particular lab, the person will be trained what are all the aspects they have to look into it, how to do the wiring by virtual mode. And once they get the confidence, then they will be taken to the site and they will be given the problem, and then they will be asked to execute the physical way how that wiring process will be carried out. And also we are trying to monitor the thing. So what is happening in the project site? By sitting in this lab, we can able to monitor what activities are happening, how the activities are happening, what type of progress is happening, because these are all the things are need of the hour. Already many companies, L&T, like many companies, they are executing it and they are implementing it in their project site. The students must gain this kind of knowledge so that they can make themselves to fit in the market. So with this, I conclude my presentation. So thank you very much. So it is a great opportunity for me to interact with the people young minds and also the Sairam Engineering College. I thank the Sairam Engineering College management and also Professor Bhagavati Perumal sir and also Muralidharan sir, who is a several initiative Muralidharan sir taking to connect the corporate and also the academic. That is one of the important thing which is need of the hour, which is lagging in many aspects. So I hope in the near future that will be overcome by the initiatives and activities taken by the different institute like Sairam will help to close the gap, and the students will gain more knowledge and more information in the field of civil engineering and in the field of multidisciplinary aspect of civil engineering. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sudarshan sir.
Yeah.
For your valuable information to enhance the knowledge of civil engineering area. And in the future, let us connect and do wonders between ICMAR and the Sairam group of institutions. Muralidharan wants to say something, sir.
Yes, sir. Sure. Sure, sir.
Sudarshan,
Yes, sir.
presentation. What I want to add in this chapter is that
Yeah.
I am involved as a panel member in the Department of Technical Education, Tamil Nadu, to develop skills for the young engineers and the field engineers. So I already had a discussion with the project director and the joint director. So I'm also creating some sort of a skill development program modules. Already I have reviewed the modules they have shared, added bunch of modules. We will discuss offline where ICMAR can be part of extending the training and skill development for engineers in Tamil Nadu across the state. We will talk about that offline. If you say yes, possibly we will take it up along with the government of Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, sir, I want to highlight one important thing, and we are already doing it. There are some few years back, some of the rural development people, that is the people who are working in the rural development, they came here for training, and people like assistant engineers from rural development, they attended the training. I think from Tanjavur division or Trichy division, they have attended the training. I forgot the exact division from where they came, but people from rural development, they attended the training, and we are already associating with Tamil Nadu government, but not very active. Some of the sector which they are approaching us, we are associating with them and we are doing it, sir. Just for your information.
We'll talk offline more.
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure.
And we'll see how to take it up.
Yeah, sure, sir.
So that we can work together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So, good evening, sir. So, good evening, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to present a vote of thanks to all. For the first international conference ERTC 2022, to all the dignitaries present here, on behalf of Civil Engineering Department, Sri Sairam Engineering College, I would like to thank our beloved CEO, Sri Sai Prakash Devamathu, Principal Dr. K. Porkumaran, Head of the Department Dr. S. Bhagavati Perumal, and faculty members for arranging this wonderful 2 days international conference on 4th and 5th August 2022 in hybrid mode, both online and offline mode. I extend my gratitude to our honorable speakers, Mr. P.T. Mohan, Dr. Johnson Alangaram, Dr. Loisa Ine, Dr. S.P. Kutte, Dr. Suryakant Salilo, Dr. K. Bhaskar, Dr. Nisha Radhakrishnan, Dr. G.V. Ramana, Dr. R. Satyanarayan Sridhar, Dr. Sudarshan S.J., Engineer N. Muralidharan, to take up time from his busy schedule to grace the wonderful conference. Thank you, sir, for inspiring and encouraging us with your words on this special day and shown us a new path by making your excellent presentation. This will become interesting and informative. So once again, I thank all for your cordial cooperation, and also I would like to thank all the participants present here for paying your attention. Thank you all.
Now, the time for the tea and snacks. Have a nice day, nice evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
National anthem.
Hey,
Girls, after national anthem, we can go.
Thank you.
Dear participants, thank you so much to all of you. Conference ended on a high note. Thank you all. Thank you very much.